ocean explorers to this week's Deep Water Forge Global Dive. The expedition fleet has returned, the maps have been updated, and our explorers from around the world have reported back from another week beneath the waves. And this week, the rankings have changed dramatically. We've got 3 new countries joining the global dive, some familiar expeditions climbing through the fleet, and a few of last week's explorers who have taken a rather unexpected detour. And after Gibraltar's incredible journey from number 10 to number 1 last week, the question is, who is leading the expedition this time? So prepare your diving gear, check your compass, and let's begin this week's journey around the world. Here are your top 10 ocean explorer countries. At number 10 this week, making its first appearance in the Deep Water Forge Global Dive is Malaysia, with 20 ocean explorers. A brand new expedition has joined the fleet. Malaysia enters the top 10 with a small but determined crew of explorers taking the final position in this week's rankings. Surrounded by tropical seas and lying within the incredibly biodiverse Coral Triangle, Malaysia's waters contain some of the richest marine life on Earth. One fascinating creature found in Malaysian waters is the giant freshwater prawn. These large freshwater crustaceans can be found in rivers, lakes, and other freshwater habitats across Southeast Asia. They begin their lives in brackish coastal waters before moving into freshwater environments as they mature. So Malaysia has arrived at number 10. Welcome to the Global Dive. At number 9 this week is Japan, making its first appearance in the global dive with 25 ocean explorers. Another new expedition has arrived. Japan enters the top 10 with a small but determined crew, surrounded by some of the most varied marine environments on Earth. But we're heading away from the open ocean for Japan's featured creature this week. Hidden within the country's mountain streams is the Japanese giant salamander. It can grow to well over 1 meter in length, making it one of the largest amphibians in the world. These remarkable animals spend their lives in cool, fast-flowing fresh water and are perfectly adapted to life beneath the surface. Japan has joined the expedition, and we'll see where its explorers travel next. At number 8 this week is Brazil, with 37 ocean explorers. Brazil holds exactly the same position as last week, although its expedition has grown from 28 to 37 explorers. Sometimes holding your position is an achievement when the rest of the fleet is constantly moving, and Brazil's enormous freshwater world gives us another remarkable creature to discover. The arapaima is one of the largest freshwater fish on Earth, found in the rivers and floodplains of the Amazon basin. These enormous fish can reach several meters in length and are specially adapted to survive in warm, oxygen-poor waters. They are even capable of gulping air from the surface. Brazil holds steady at number 8 this week. At number 7 this week, making its first appearance in the Global Dive Top 10 is Mexico, with 53 ocean explorers. A new expedition has arrived with a very impressive opening position. Mexico enters the rankings with 53 explorers immediately taking the number 7 position. And beneath Mexico's coastal waters lives one of the rarest marine mammals on Earth. The vaquita is a tiny porpoise found only in the northern Gulf of California. With fewer than a tiny number remaining in the wild, the vaquita is considered critically endangered and is one of the most threatened marine mammals on the planet. Mexico has arrived in the global dive at number 7, and its expedition begins with a very special creature waiting beneath the waves. At number 6 this week is Bangladesh, with 67 ocean explorers. Bangladesh is one of this week's biggest climbers. After finishing 9th last week with just 22 explorers, the expedition has gained 45 and climbed 3 places to number 6. That's a serious move through the fleet, and Bangladesh's waters provide us with another fascinating creature, the hilsa fish. Hilsa are an important migratory fish found in the rivers and coastal waters of Bangladesh. They move between the sea and freshwater rivers during their life cycle, making them perfectly suited to a country where enormous river systems meet the Bay of Bengal. Bangladesh has made a major climb this week, moving firmly into the top half of the global dive. At number 5 this week is the Philippines, with 70 ocean explorers. The Philippine expedition drops 1 place from 4th, with its explorer count falling from 140 to 70. But the waters surrounding the thousands of islands of the Philippines remain among the richest marine environments on Earth. One of their most spectacular residents is the whale shark. Despite being the largest fish in the world, the whale shark is a gentle filter feeder, using its enormous mouth to collect plankton and tiny organisms from the water. These enormous fish can travel vast distances through tropical seas, and their presence is one of the great attractions for divers and ocean explorers. The Philippines may have slipped one position this week, but its underwater world remains anything but quiet. At number 4 this week is the United States with 70 ocean explorers. The American expedition has had a quieter week, falling from 2nd place to 4th and dropping from 19 explorers to 70. But the expedition remains firmly inside the top 5. And among America's incredible freshwater environments lives the West Indian manatee. These peaceful aquatic mammals spend much of their time in warm coastal waters, rivers and springs. They are herbivores, feeding mainly on aquatic vegetation, and can often be seen moving slowly through shallow waters. The American expedition has slipped this week, but there is still plenty of journey left. At number 3 this week is Indonesia, with 38 ocean explorers. Indonesia has made one of the biggest climbs of the week. After finishing 6th last Sunday with 88 explorers, the expedition has gained 50 and climbed 3 places to 3rd. And now things get very interesting. Indonesia has 38 ocean explorers. Vietnam has 39. Just one explorer separates them. Indonesia's incredible tropical waters are home to one of the ocean's great masters of disguise, the mimic octopus. This extraordinary cephalopod can change its color, shape, and behavior to imitate other marine animals, making it one of the most remarkable examples of underwater camouflage. Indonesia has climbed rapidly this week, and with only one explorer separating it from 2nd place, the next position is within touching distance. At number 2 this week is Vietnam with 39 ocean explorers. Vietnam has made an incredible climb, moving from 5th place last week all the way to 2nd. The expedition has gained 32 explorers and now sits just one explorer ahead of Indonesia. One. That's all that separates 2nd and 3rd place this week, and Vietnam's waters are home to another remarkable aquatic creature, the Mekong giant freshwater stingray. Found in the great rivers of Southeast Asia, these enormous freshwater rays can reach several meters in length and rank among the largest freshwater fish ever recorded. Vietnam is back on the podium, but Indonesia is only one explorer behind. 2nd place could change at any moment. At number 1 this week is India, with 220 ocean explorers. India is back on top. After dropping from 1st place to 3rd last week, the Indian expedition has returned stronger, gaining 57 explorers and reclaiming the global dive crown. The explorers have clearly found their way back to the expedition, and India's rivers are home to one of the strangest looking predators on Earth, the gharial. This extraordinary crocodilian has an incredibly long, narrow snout filled with interlocking teeth, perfectly adapted for catching fish. Gharials spend most of their lives in freshwater rivers and are one of the most distinctive reptiles of the Indian subcontinent. India has reclaimed the number 1 position, but behind them, Vietnam and Indonesia are locked in an incredibly close battle for 2nd. The question now is, can India hold the crown next week? Every new expedition means that someone has had to leave the rankings. Gibraltar, after making that extraordinary journey from number 10 to number 1 last week, has disappeared from this week's top 10. South Korea and the United Kingdom have also slipped out of the rankings. And with Mexico, Japan, and Malaysia joining the expedition this week, the global dive continues to change. Countries rise, countries fall, and new explorers are always waiting to join the journey. And that concludes this week's Deepwater Forge Global Dive. India has reclaimed the number 1 position. Vietnam and Indonesia are separated by just one explorer, and 3 new countries have joined the expedition. Congratulations to Malaysia, Japan, and Mexico on entering the global dive. And well done to Bangladesh and Indonesia for making some of this week's biggest climbs. The rankings will change, new explorers will join, and next Sunday we'll discover who has moved up, who has slipped back, and who might surprise us. Until then, keep exploring, and we'll see you on the next Global Dive.